Alright, what's going on, y'all? So this video, obviously if you see the title, is going to be a Plat Hammond VoD review. Before we do the VoD review, we're just going to go into practice range, and I'm going to talk really quick about like 3 easy techs that I think you should learn before playing ball. Now, I don't claim to be like the best Hammond player, but I still think my my tips can be valuable. Alright, so first little tip, tech, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is super duper simple. If you have somebody on flat ground, like you're equal, we're both the same height, okay? We're both 5'9". So like, if you want to slam him, you can't just jump because you don't get enough height. But if you go off the edge, you're technically really high off the ground since the ledge's all the way down there. So you know you jump off a little bit, press your crouch key, and you'll slam back on. You'll when you press slam or pile drive, whatever you want to call it, you get forward momentum. So make sure you look in the direction where you want to go. Oh shit, you get the point. You feel me? You jump off and slam, and then you'll be good. Next tech, I don't really know what this one's called. I don't know what any of these are called, honestly. But like you walk into the wall, like you just W into it. Once you hit the wall, you press S, and you get like a lot of height. And what this will do is gives you enough height to pile drive. Which, you know, normally jumping you can't really do it. The timing for this tech is kind of funky, but I suggest, you know, just practicing practice range. Just like my favorite shot to do it in this place because it's like not cluttered. You just W into it, and once you W and hit the wall, then you press S and jump back. I still can't get the timing correct, and I fucking one-trick ham into like masters. So you definitely need practice. Next one is double boop, and this is like my favorite thing to do. This is like probably the hardest one, I say. I don't know. Maybe the hardest to get value out of, but it's so satisfying when you do it. And I'm not gonna do it on this bot. I'm not gonna like try. What you do is you go forward, you get fireball. Oh, I fucked up. You grapple far forward in front of you. So let's say here, you get fireball to go, and then you stop, and then you go again, and you get fireball again. So you'll boop somebody, and when you stop, you kind of like reset the boop thing, so that once you re-enter fireball, you can boop them again. So you know, like that. You see, I got 2 fireballs, and those each would have done 50 damage, and booped the person incredibly far. And with all that said, let me get the code for this VoD. 1 second. I believe it's on Ilios, or it's on some kind of King of the Hill map, correct? Because I looked at the VoD and I was like, oh, I hate reviewing King of the Hill, because I fucking suck at King of the Hill. But maybe looking at these VoDs will help me with it as well. Who knows? Replay already exists on my list. Oh, whatever the fuck that means. Alright, we're starting off on Ilios Ruins. If they have a Widow, which it looks like they do, she's gonna want to be like my first priority. Fuck diving the healers. I'm not gonna go pressure the tanks. If they have a Widow isolated by herself all the way back there, that's what I'm going for. Ignore the rest of the team. Ignore him. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. This, you know, this is a super duper popular Widow map. Get on that Widow. I'm not going to talk too much about mechanics. Like, my mechanics are shit, but that's not the reason. I'm not talking about them. It's because, like, most people just shit at mechanics, bro. Like, I mean, I can't tell you, hey, you should have pressed X key at X position. No. Like, you just need to practice and get more comfortable with Hammond, like, mechanically. I'm going to talk more about priority and, like, timing of engagements and, like, important game sense kind of shit. So, like, prioritizing Widow, good. Taking all this attention when you're half HP, I wouldn't necessarily do it. You know, as a relevant mega, and you're you're like the fast character in the game. Taking that mega on the coast is gonna keep you alive really long throughout these team fights. So, and to not take away from your from your Moira and Briggs resources, because you know they have limited healing resources. They can't just shoot like Ana. I would try to play around that mega as much as possible. Not literally sit on it, obviously, but if you're low HP, maybe go towards the mega instead of towards the healers. Good boop. Interesting bounce. So, real quick. I know I said I'm not going to talk about mechanics too much, but Let's see. So you boop her back here. What I would have done, and this would have got fucked because it has a bubble, but it still would have been what I would have done. I don't know how to go third person. Hold on. Okay. So you see she's close to this edge. You could just peek off this edge, and since you're technically that far from the ground, you'll be able to slam. Which, you slam the Zarya, if someone pops her bubble, she'll die. But it looks like you get the kill anyway. I could be wrong. Moira should die and Zarya should die. Good job getting aggressive when you have such a big numbers advantage. So, a really small thing I do as Hammond that makes a big difference is body blocking. So, I mean, it didn't really come into play in this situation, but just for the future. Let's say the Zarya is full HP and didn't want to get out. I said that really quickly. Let me say that again. Let's say the Zarya is full HP and you didn't want her to get out. What I would do is if she's against that wall where my cursor is, if she's against this wall, I'm going to sit right here and make it so she can't walk directly around this cover, because you know that's where she wants to retreat to. So if you block like her line of retreat, it makes it so she's in the fight longer than she wants to be, and she's really exposed. Body blocking is really good on things like Mercy's, who's trying to fly to her team, because you know it's like her escape, as well as people who are moving towards like a predictable, what's it called, retreating place, like the Zarya. Be careful against like doing it against like a Reinhardt, because they charge, and the charge is gonna fuck you up. That's one thing I've learned. But you know, body blocking is still a very effective technique for a lot of characters in the game. So you know they're on Widow. You have a number advantage. You can get aggressive here. So it looks like you're looking for a way to grapple up here. I know I said I'm not going to talk about too much about mechanics, but if I wanted to grapple up here, here's what I would do. I would come from here, and even though there's some enemies here, the only one who's really going to fuck you up is Sigma, if he rocks you. I would have grappled up here, and then just swung around like the top, you feel me? On some Spider-Man shit. You going around is kind of like this look rough. Like, you might get her. Yeah. Don't feel bad about this kind of play. I do this dumb shit all the time, where I'm sitting here swinging, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I can salvage something. And then I sit there for like 6-7 more swings doing nothing. It happens. Good job disengaging and going for heals. I would have grabbed the health pack before rolling in there, but it is what it is. So a quick tip to kill widows when they're not scoped in, honors when they're not scoped in, no. Almost anything in general, if they're not scoped in and I'm really close to them, I'm gonna mix melees in with my shots. If I'm, fuck, I forgot my math. I think I'm at 15 per shot, or 10, or 5, some shit. If I'm versus someone who's moving and actively strafing me, I'm gonna throw melees into my shots. It just makes my damage more consistent. Which, yeah, if I had better tracking, it probably wouldn't be that way. But I'll work with the tools I'm given, you feel me? Work with the hand you're dealt. My aim is shit, so I'm throwing some melees in there. I think you should be doing the same against Widow. Unless she's scoped in, you know, and her head is just sitting there, and she moves this fucking slowly, then yeah, you could pound her head. But I'd throw melees in there. Good job not wasting your E. I noticed you're low HP, but you noticed you didn't have any attention or any pressure on you, so you didn't waste your adaptive shields. That was good. If they're staying on Widow, I want you to keep making that your priority. Like, if Widow gets a pick at this point in the game, it's your fault. Now, granted, your Widow won the duel. I still would have been on Widow 100% of the time. You guys are rallying in. You guys have a pick. I wouldn't waste mine here. Not yet. With Rally, you guys can beat their team, I think. But let's see what happens. That BAP, or that's not BAP. It's Tracer. I'm trolling. This is fine. Poking her out. Use Coalescence. Alright, at this point, if they're using Grav, I would start, yeah. This is a good time to use ult. Fucked up the slam a little bit. That's okay. Stop your beat. His beat, massive. Pressure that Widow top left. You know that's your job. Yep. Perfect. Like right here. Yeah, obviously she sits still. But if you're throwing melees in there, like much sooner, you probably, I don't know if you'll do more damage, but you'll do more consistent damage, and you won't have to reload as much, since a lot of your damage coming from melees doesn't take any ammo out of your clip. Before rolling in here, I would have grabbed the health pack or something, because you're missing 200 HP. Like, yeah, that's Hammond, you're very survivable, but 200 HP is still like a decent chunk. It looks like you're just trying to keep him off point. I guess that makes sense. Let's go to the next round. So, issues with that so far, I would say mechanics. That's a big one. Which I know I'm not gonna talk about it, but like just practice mechanics. You seem to do a good job of going in when your team has advantages and shit like that. I like that. That's something I don't see. Like a lot of plat tanks, just when they have advantage, they'll just like AFK or like sit in the back line. You get aggressive when you have a numbers advantage. I like that. Target priorities most of the time good. Ult usage was fine. It's just you fucked up the slam with it, but that's okay. Overall, you're looking good so far. So they're running Sigma Hog. Sigma, boopable. Hog, boopable. Mccree, boopable. Moira, pretty boopable. And then Lucio and Tracer, probably not going to boop them. So they have 4 people that are boopable on your team. My favorite spot to go on Hammond on this map, if I have a Lucio to speed me out of spawn, is I like to go and just sit in here. A lot of people will not check this area. So you can let the tanks line up right in front of you. And then you grapple onto this. And you can either just boop them or double boop them in. And you'll definitely get one of the tanks. If they're on Orisa, Sigma, Roadhog, Zarya, it's good. But if they're on like Winston, what's the other ones? Winston, Diva, and then obviously Ball. Like you're not gonna boop those in. You feel me? But these 2 tanks, super duper boopable. The reason I like that spot over that way, instead of the one you're in, people tend not to check that back way, but people will check the coast. Good try. Yeah, that Lucio speed got you moving. Anyway. Mccree's 1. Boy, you can shoot him. You wasted your shields here for no reason. I would probably save shields until I'm near CC characters. So, near their Hog. Or, you know, if I get rocked by Sigma. I wouldn't waste it for a tracing. Nice, you got a boop, I think. Oh, careful now. I'll just back up and get some heals, dude. This is looking rough for you. Now, Tracer did... Okay, you're going in with 100 HP. Kind of scuffed. Oh, no. Why is he here? Press E, get a health pack. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Good. Those tanks are so boopable for you. Kind of. Oh, why? Oh, that was rough to watch. I don't really know what to say besides don't do that. Like, I think your big mistake there was going really deep to their spawn with like 100 HP. Yeah, you got the Mega and all. You did a good job of not taking attention after that. But, like, you're not going to be able to make, like, a massive play with, like, 350 HP. Especially against Sigma CC, Roadhog CC, and Mccree CC. And now they have Brig. They have a lot of things to fuck you up. At this point in the game, I start playing more passive the more counters they have to me. Like, if they have a Mei, I gotta watch out for her, like, way heavier than, like, a Mccree or something. Sombra makes me play super duper passive. But, like, a Brig makes me play somewhat passive. Roadhog makes me play somewhat passive. Mccree makes me play somewhat passive. But a mixture of those 3 makes me play like a bitch. You feel me? You wait until those cooldowns are out, or you try to get them out and survive without dealing too much damage. This way your teammates can capitalize on the fact that they don't have CC. For example, your Genji can pop with his, like, Genji and Lucio can go really deep. If you bait out stun, Brig stun, flashbang, and hook, your team can go in. So your job is kind of get those abilities out while staying alive. You're not really going to get too many kills against their comp. Unless someone really separates. Then, you know, slam, and then you're good. Good boop. We take those. That's all charge. Fuck it. Let's see what you better start this fight off with. You can go in here. They're down there Sigma still. Awesome. Good slam. Focusing tanks here is okay because this Roadhog's really overextended. He doesn't have a lot of support with him because, you know, you just killed the Brig who was with him. Enemy team generally has low heals, so focusing tanks isn't a really bad idea, honestly. Especially when Discord's on them, just fucking pound that motherfucker, bro. Just here, get some HP. If you have a 6v4 advantage, you don't really want to feed. You might think, oh, 6v4 advantage. All right, let me play super aggressive since we have number advantage. But what's going to end up happening, especially in low ranks, is you might think you have a 6v4, but if the enemies are playing together and your team, you know, being low rank, they might not push with you. So you're going to end up putting yourself maybe into like a 1v4, maybe 2v4, 3v4 if you have some teammates with you. But you might not have as big of an advantage as you'd think. So at this point, I would, yeah, shoot the enemy, but take the fight slowly. Get some healing. Get some health packs before going in aggressively here, which it looks like you're about to do. Looks like you're about to grapple up there and slam in. Hopefully not waste mines. Okay, maybe mines would be decent here. It just looked like a really good opportunity. Good job peeling for the brig. You're doing a good job of getting value while playing around CC. Like, you're not doing nothing just because they have all that CC. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they get one counter and they just fucking freak out, don't know how to play around it. Second last time, oh, massive. Your team's going deep, you should go deep with them. Get some heals, get a health pack before going in. And you're taking a lot of your Brig's packs, which sucks because your Genji's not getting the Brig packs. Additionally, your Genji was in there. You could have probably went in with him a little earlier. That's okay. Good kill on the Brig. Awesome. Run. You know tanks are coming. Good dodge. Good job dodging a hook.
What is that melody?
Oh, you boop Lucio out of the Sigma ult. That's just unfortunate timing. I'm not gonna say nothing about that. That's just it happens. You make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes I boot people out of shatters. If you know it's gonna happen, then try not to do it. But that just seemed like an unfortunate circumstance that I'm not gonna dwell on. Shit like that happens all the time. Alright, this fight is definitely lost, but I would still stall point. Yeah, you have 99, but the chance of you getting a boop, especially onto the tanks, is kind of high. Especially if they play sloppy, you could maybe get a boop onto a tank, get like legit 30% ult charge, and then take TP and be right back in the fight. That's just like a really small thing I would have done. There, I don't know what happened. Did your shields not go off? Your adaptive shields? Can we 0.25 that? Because I've been playing Hammond a lot these past 2 weeks, and something I've noticed is these shields do not work as well as I wish they did. Like yeah, you see, I 0.25'd it. You hit 0 HP, and then your shields go on cooldown. So you see there's like a really small cast time on the shields that fucks you up. It fucks you right here, and it fucks me up a lot. I really pressed shields earlier, I guess. Like I'm gonna play it again so you can see what I'm talking about. You get a good slam here. After my slam, I would have pressed E immediately. Around 3 people with all that CC, I would have pressed E. But like you die, okay? 0 HP. You still have your shields available. And then they go on cooldown. Like that doesn't make no fucking sense. Fix your character, Blizzard. Come on now. Whoops, I went way too far forward. Dude, pressing the 20-second forward button on Hammond VoDs is like, it's stupid as fuck. Because if you die, you press fast forward 20 seconds, you're right back in the fight. Character's so good at getting back in the fight. Alright, your Genji's blading. It's your job as a tank to just fucking int. Like, if you have blade and rally up, and a sim shield up, you could play super duper aggressive. You hear that blade, you should go in. It looks like you're looking for something to do. Good. I would be doing the same thing. Now, Mccree, I would say get close to him. He has a really wide square hitbox. If you get close, you're not going to miss many shots against him. Additionally, you can throw melees in there. Help you out a little bit. One thing I do have to say... What was I going to say? Mccree's hitbox is wide enough to the point where I don't throw melees in against him often. Unless I'm low on ammo in my clip. I wouldn't throw too many melees in unless you're going for that final melee blow, which would have helped you at the end there, and you wouldn't have had to waste your grapple. But really small thing. Also, it looks like you guys lose this round. I'm not going to VOD review the next round. It's just going to be these two because the video's already 20 minutes long. Don't get booped off. Don't get booped off. You know she sells whip. Good job. Get that health pack. Looks like you're close to ult. Do not die with ult. It's gonna be last fight. You know, a lot of people in my community love dying with ult. Interesting slam. You slammed the discorded brig. I think is worth it. Okay, big mine's coming up right here. You went in without pile driver, which sucks. I know you expected that pile driver right there. That's unfortunate. Keep stalling point. You're gonna die to that Mccree probably. There's no really big mega health packs around here, and you're dead. Alright. Big issues. Round 1 I already talked about it. Round 2. What did I see big issue wise? Not much, man. I feel like you played fine. A lot of your ults, when you try to slam in, like you drop your mines and you slam in, you end up slamming like a really weird area that's not like in the team. Just try to land your slams a little bit better. Practice the text I taught you in the beginning of the video, like the double boop and the bouncing off the wall, shit like that. Maybe target priority was a little rough, because like that discorded brig, you could have killed her if you shot her. That's not even target priority. Like you slammed her, you put attention into her, you just didn't finish her. That was a small issue. But besides that, most of your issues I brought up in the first place in round 1. So refer back to that if you're wondering what to work on. If you have any questions, let me know. Matter of fact, if anyone watching this has any questions or wants a VOD reviewed, let me know. I can do it on Twitch, which I stream probably like 5 or 6 days a week, twitch.tv/nickderrick_. Or if you want me to do it on YouTube, or you want a private session, let me know. I might charge for private sessions. I don't know yet. We'll see. But if this video helped, let me know in the comments. If not, let me know why it didn't help. Let me know what I can work on, because you know I'm trying to get better just like you guys. With that being said, I'm going to head off. Hope you guys enjoyed the VOD review, and peace out.